Greetings, Green Thumb Gardening family. Alina Unleashed back at you from right here at the Green Thumb Gardening channel, right here in the Grow Zone 8B in Tifton, Georgia. Today is day 98 of our Georgia Jet sweet potatoes being in the ground back here at the curb in our backyard food forest. So today we're back here about to do a test harvest on our Georgia Jet sweet potatoes. If you guys can look down there, you can see sweet potatoes being pushed up out of the ground. So we're going to get down in there and do a test harvest on a couple of our plants down on this end of our garden section here. And we're going to see exactly how successful or not successful we've been thus far in growing these Georgia Jet sweet potatoes. As you guys can see, the locusts and cutworms, etc., have done a number on our leaves back here, on the leaves of our sweet potato vines back here. But nevertheless, we're gonna again get in here and probably take these two plants off of this end. I think we planted a total of 16 or 17 slips here in all at the curve in our backyard food forest. Again, today's about day 98. These Georgia Jet sweet potatoes are around a 90-day variety of sweet potatoes from slip to maturity. So we're going to get in here and see exactly how well or not well we've done so far. Taking into consideration that this is our first year growing anything in our native ground soil here in our backyard food forest. Previous to this year, we grew everything in containers in our front yard garden extended grow area. And in addition to that, this particular grow section of our backyard food forest sits beneath these trees back here. So this is a mostly shaded location. If you guys been following our sweet potato series, growing series and harvesting series here at the Green Thumb Gardening channel, you guys know we grow sweet potatoes every year at the Green Thumb Gardening channel. We typically grow 2 to 3 succession crops of sweet potatoes. Last year we grew sweet potatoes at Queen Annie's place, my mother's plant in our front yard garden extended grow area in a mostly shaded location, and we did quite well in that location. So again, we're going to get in here today. This is just a test harvest. If we like what we see, we'll go ahead and continue with this harvest, and if not, we'll bring you guys back in a couple of weeks and see what we have going on at that time. Hang tight, guys. All right, guys. Although this is indeed a test harvest, we are going to go ahead and completely remove these two plants from this end of the row here. I'm going to see what's beneath these two plants that we have located on the end of this row. If we're not pleased with what we see once we harvest these sweet potatoes here, what we'll do is allow the other 15 slips to remain in the ground another 2.5, 3 weeks. Again, if you guys been following the video series on our sweet potato growing and harvesting here at the Green Thumb Gardening channel, you know that we do not like monster-sized sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening channel. We prefer small to medium-sized sweet potatoes, and that's typically what we grow here every year. Sometimes we get some extra large sweet potatoes that's not typically our preference here at the Green Thumb Gardening channel. We typically always give those away to a neighbor or a friend or a family member or something like that right there. At any rate, we're going to get in here with our trusty Scuttles garden shears. Remove these two slip vines here from the end. Try to separate them as much as possible from everything else that we have growing on here, so as not to leave any dead foliage once this harvest is done. Take this other one here, clip it off, try to pull it free from the rest of our vines. What we'll do with these vines, we're not going to toss these vines. We're going to take these vines, chop them into sections, and use these vines to grow our next crop of sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening channel. All right, you guys can see down in there pretty good. I'm going to start with my handy, trusty garden shovel here. Don't like to use anything really when we harvest our sweet potatoes. We typically grow in containers, as I mentioned to you guys earlier. So there's no need for a garden rake or a shovel or anything like that typically when we harvest our sweet potatoes. This year, again, with us growing these sweet potatoes in this ground, we really don't have any choice but to get down in here because this soil is not nearly as loose and well and free draining as our typical sweet potato mixture. So we're gonna get in here. Let's pull some of this soil back this way. You know that there shouldn't be very much in between here. We separated our slips a fairly good distance, as you guys can see. Come down in here and see what we can discover or not discover about what we did or didn't do here this year growing our Georgia Jet sweet potatoes in our native ground soil. A lot of these roots you guys see are not the roots from our sweet potato vine. These are roots from the trees over there and over there that spread it all out here. We removed as many of the roots as possible when we first dug in this soil and made these rows. But nevertheless, the roots from those trees have made their way back over in this area. Little tiny guy right there. I want to see if I can. Well, there's no pulling the potatoes out that way if we have anything worthy of pulling out. Again, it's an experimental planting for us. It's our first time growing anything in our native ground soil back here in our food forest. Not too bad. I'm not at all disappointed with that little fella. It's been about 98 days again. Small guy. I'm almost certain that that's all there is. Again, all of these roots are not from our sweet potato vines back here. I know we had another slip over in there somewhere. Dig down as much as possible. Try not to damage the potatoes if there are any down there. I'm not even certain there's any down there. Oh, there's one little tiny guy there. Look at that guy. Not too bad at all. Those are the size we typically like here. That size, a little bigger, but not much bigger. So, those first two plants here, our first year growing anything in native ground soil, Georgia Jet sweet potatoes, day 98. I think we're gonna probably leave the remainder of these plants in the ground a while longer. We might just take these next two off. Leave the rest of those guys to grow a bit longer. Maybe another 2 to 3 weeks. Again, we don't like extra large sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel. I'm aiming this camera around this way a little bit. Try to keep you guys in focus with where I'm at. We're gonna take these next two plants and we'll leave the rest. Again, this is just a test harvest to see how well our grow experiment went or is currently going. A lot of these have rooted in the soil down there at some point. We won't remove all of that. Again, any vines that we do clip away, we'll be saving these vines to grow slips for our next crop of sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel. All right. Plant 3 and 4 right here. Get you guys in there so you can see what I got going on. I'm gonna pour this soil back this way. Down around the sides a bit. Try not to damage our potatoes. You guys who grow sweet potatoes know They're very easy to scar during the harvest. And that's why we typically like to plant everything in raised beds with our preferred soil mixture when it comes to growing sweet potatoes. You guys can see, small guys, nothing huge. This lets us know that we can indeed grow sweet potatoes in this area, in this shaded area. This lets us know that we need to get our sweet potatoes in the ground at our normal grow date, planting date for sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel, which is March the 20th. We normally always plant our first crop of sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel. And we follow that up with a June 20th planting of sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel, and a July 20th planting of sweet potatoes here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel. All right, get in here and see what else we got going on here. Another little small guy there. Decent sized guy there. Okay. As you guys can see, when it comes to growing sweet potatoes, they can indeed be grown in a shady location. We amended this soil only with a granular fertilizer, a 10-10-10 fertilizer. Our normal mix of fertilizer for our sweet potatoes when we plant in raised bed containers and in buckets is we use Miracle-Gro gardening soil. We will use Miracle-Gro potting soil. We use topsoil. We use black cow, composted black cow brand cow manure, and we amend that with a little blood and bone. And our harvests are much more extravagant. Again, this is a late planting. We planted this in shade in our native ground soil here. After about 98 days here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel, this is the results of our test harvest of our Georgia Jet sweet potatoes back here in our backyard food forest. We'll leave those remaining 13 plants in the ground for another 2, 3, maybe weeks, maybe even another month. And we'll bring you guys back and show you the results of our harvest at that time. Thanks for watching. And if indeed you currently are watching this video on test harvesting our Georgia Jet sweet potatoes back in our backyard food forest, and you're not already subscribed to the Green Thumb Gardening Channel, please indeed take this moment to press that subscribe button beneath this video, that like button, that notification button, and be sure, YouTube, be sure to share this video with your friends and family as well. Yeah. Test harvesting our Georgia Jet sweet potatoes at the curb in our backyard food forest. Thanks for watching.